Let's try ArcGIS Desktop in MyApps at ASU. This is using the Firefox browser. So I go here. You can download it and install it on your machine if you have a Windows machine, but otherwise let's try Run App. Okay, so we have to try to get this Citrix receiver to work, and so we're going to detect it's not there, so we have to install it, have to download it, save it, and so my browser thinks this is a security concern, so it won't let me unless I say allow download. So then here in the downloads, I had downloaded it earlier, but here's the new one. So I'm going to say yes. It's okay to make change on my computer. App protection, we're saying yes. It's a few screens turning on and off, but hopefully we're okay. Okay, I got it to work. So main issue took 3 tries, and I had to reboot my computer before it really worked, the last time. So just be patient, but let's get this started. Okay, finish. So now I think that we've got it to work or installed. I think we can say continue, and then we say, do we want this to work? Yes. Choose application. I think this is fine. Okay, so now I'm inside this environment, the Citrix environment. Let's go to apps, and let's do this ArcMap. Let's add it to my favorites. So now if I just go to my favorites so I can see it, let's just click on ArcMap 10.8 and say open. And so the basic idea is this is launching on a computer. It's actually a Windows machine that's on Tempe campus, probably in like the Computing Commons or something. And so then it's going to run there, but it has a look and feel of the application as if it were running on your computer locally. It takes a while to get it started. So now I'll just say okay with the blank map, open there. Okay, so I want to just show I have the DreamyDraw GIS that was a zip file. I've uncompressed it into this folder, DreamyDraw GIS. It's on my desktop, and there's a folder called GIS in there. So now let's go to our ArcMap that we have running, and the easiest thing would be to just open one of those the ArcMap file that's there. So I have to go, and what's very confusing is it's a Windows machine, so it looks exactly like my Windows machine. But if I look at local disk, this is my local disk here. So I'll have to go users, public, remote, and then in here I'll find my desktop. Aha, see there's DreamyDraw GIS. And let's try to let's open that file that I gave you. And this will probably be very slow because it has to move the files basically from my laptop at home over the network to let us see everything as it's being run at ASU, and so it may take a while. Alright, it actually didn't take too long. I'm surprised. That's great news for us. So now you see everything is in here, and so we can zoom around. The main thing I think we're going to see delays on is the drawing of the ortho image and the DEM. So what you may find that's helpful is kind of turn this off and then zoom into an area of interest. So let's get the magnifying glass. Let's zoom in to this area. Okay, and now let's turn the imagery back on. And there it is. It's not too bad. And remember, if you want, one other thing you can do is, the clip is very high resolution, whereas this 0.2 meters is a little coarser. So again, turn off that clip until you're ready to work. Like, let's say we want to get a little closer just to this area. So it's, we can navigate pretty fast, but then we just turn that on and it has to pull the new data, and so it can be a little slower. So then should be okay if you do things like, okay, let's do our editor. So toolbars, let's pull the editor toolbar out, and from here I would do editor, start editing, and let's say I'm going to do a contact. So I'd say, okay, contacts. And so then I'm kind of ready to go. I'm going to just quickly click this approximate here for this boundary right here. Let's just go across that valley that we discussed. So I double click to finish it, and then I can just keep that going. So remember, I thought this was blue, this was the purple, and this is the yellow. So if I click there, it'll snap, and then I can click down, double click, and it finishes, and it draws it. And then let me come back up this side, double click, and I'm making progress. So let's turn off the imagery. There they are. And so then you would continue, put the aluminum in there, or whatever you want to do. So, and then remember, when you want to stop editing and save the edits, then it's good. So just have to try to remember what's going on, so you don't confuse yourself between where the software is running, which is at ASU, and where you're working, where your data are, which is at home. And this works pretty well. I have a pretty fast network at my house. If you're doing it from home, it might be pretty slow, so you have to be careful. Try to make sure you're in a good internet environment, or go somewhere where you can, at ASU even get on the Wi-Fi, just to help with the speed, because otherwise you might be waiting for a long time while it's drawing some of the different backgrounds, and I don't want you to get too frustrated. So that's it.